Hey there, Roadies! Welcome back to another delicious episode of Cooking Across Cultures on the Road, where we explore the culinary world and meet with talented chefs. Today, we're at Sanaa's Gourmet Mediterranean, where we'll be chatting with Sanaa herself and learning how to make some amazing dishes. Get ready to feast your eyes and your taste buds on this mouth-watering adventure. Let's get cooking!
مصدقك بس نفسي ما تصدق أصلي كمان انت يا حبيبي بقيت فعلا حاجة تزهق تحبني أيوة تخطبني لأ تحبني أيوة تخطبني لأ كل مرة تقولي جاي وتعلق ماما عالشاي ويجيب بابا الجاتو والشربات وتقولي
Welcome to another episode of Cooking Across Cultures on the Road. I am Tyra Hawkins.
And I'm Sanaa Aboraski.
And we are at Sanaa's Gourmet Mediterranean here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. So Sanaa, tell us what we'll be making today.
So today we're making tabbouleh salad, which is very popular salad in Syria and Lebanon, but now actually it's popular in every health store in the United States of America.
Okay.
Everybody make a different version. I'm going to show you the correct version.
Okay, great. I'm so excited. So what do we have here?
So it's basically you start with the bulgur number one, or basically we call it the very fine bulgur because you don't need to cook it. You just wash it and you put it in the bowl, and then you start chopping your vegetables. So as you're chopping your parsley very finely, you're chopping your tomato, your sweet onion, the juice is coming into the bulgur. So the bulgur already have all these flavors from the vegetables, and all that you didn't lose any nutrient. That's important.
Yeah.
And then basically we just toss it at this point. That's what's nice about tabbouleh salad or any salad that has bulgur. So when you make a salad, usually what happened after 10 minutes, it goes soggy. This juice starts coming out, the water from the leaves coming out, so it goes bad very fast. Tabbouleh, because it has bulgur wheat, see this bulgur wheat, it loves liquid. So the more it stays, the bulgur keep taking more of the liquid, so the tabbouleh tastes better the day after and the day after. It's one of the few salad that you can take it with you when you travel. And eat healthy, because there's no sogginess.
That's great.
Better, exactly. So basically, like I said, a lot of time people in the United States make a lot of bulgur because they hate chopping finely and a little bit of parsley. That's not tabbouleh. Tabbouleh is the opposite. A lot of parsley, tomatoes, and little bit bulgur. The idea is just to take the liquid out. So you have it this way. You can make it the day before and just put a paper towel, put it in the fridge. So that's what we do in the restaurant because we chop about 300 bunch of parsley a day.
Wow.
So we open 10:30 in the morning. So we can't have chop like, even though we are fast, but still. So like right now, my staff already chopped for me, and we put the bulgur and we put paper towel. Tomorrow morning, or I take what I need, then we do olive oil. And whenever you make a salad, start with the fat, the liquid. I hope it's olive oil because this is the only oil that's good for you.
Gotcha.
I don't care what anybody says. So you start. The reason is if you start with the lemon juice, it can make the olive oil then wash off the vegetables. You want the olive oil to be with the vegetables, especially with the bulgur. You toss, and that's what makes the Mediterranean cuisine is so healthy. It's that we use only olive oil. And if somebody comment that we're using so much olive oil, that's okay.
Because it's healthy.
It's very healthy. It's good for your body, good for your skin.
Yeah.
Good for your lung. And actually, if you go anywhere in the Mediterranean and ask them for a diet, whatever dressing, they almost kick you out of the restaurant. So a little bit of salt. Salt is personal, so it's really up to you. And then lemon juice. And that's the best dressing for any salad.
Gotcha.
You're getting your vitamin C, you're getting your, there's a chemical in olive oil that actually anti-cancer because it maintains the integrity of the cell. And that's basically it's one of the key things for our immune system.
Yeah.
So you're getting the folic acid, the antioxidant. I mean, I call tabbouleh is a multivitamin in a bowl. All right?
I need that.
And you always taste your food.
Okay.
So I have a spoon for you. I approve. I'll take
It's
it.
so good. I love it.
Very refreshing. Sorry. So again, we go to lemon juice, olive oil. Just by accident, the Mediterranean is the best area for olive oil. That's why we didn't like sit down. Our ancestors didn't sit down and say, "Oh, we should use olive oil and lemon," because olive oil and lemon were growing there.
Right.
So we had a very lucky accident. So we use lemon juice, olive oil for all our salads. So next time you want to make Italian salad, either olive oil, lemon juice, or vinegar and olive oil. There is no such things as you see in the bottle: Italian dressing, French dressing, lemon juice, olive oil.
Good to know.
All right. Any questions?
No, they're like pack the punch. It's like a party.
Exactly. And what's nice about it, like I said, tomorrow it will taste even better. It never lasts for tomorrow.
Gotcha.
Even if I have leftovers, I go sit down,
And you eat it
put
all.
my feet up, turn TV on, I finish it all up.
Yeah. It's so good.
So that's one salad that's extremely popular, and we do it for birthdays, weddings. I mean, tabbouleh is a key salad for any event. And the other thing we're going to go through, unless you have a question for me.
No.
In the Middle East, we have a very narrow land for planting, for farming, for cattle. So the cow is for us, it's a source of income. Make milk, make yogurt,
Yeah.
make the butter, so we sell it. So rarely they kill a cow, rarely, because that's a whole family lives on the income from one cow.
Yeah.
And they plant, on the terracing the olive oil, the olive trees and the thing, and so they had to utilize everything. So most of food, and around let's say about Syria and Lebanon, is beans, grains, vegetables.
Right.
It was very inexpensive. At the same time, they learned by accident, I'm sure, that if they mix a couple things together, it's like they're almost eating meat.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is meat or eggs, that's what we call complete protein. See, I'm a dietitian. I have a master's degree in food and nutrition.
Okay.
So I can't help myself. So, and since they can't afford to eat meat, special occasion, like we have the kebab, everybody will go to the Eastern store and say it's kebab, but actually kebab we only serve at special occasion, because if you slaughter your cow or your lamb, you're losing money.
Right.
So only a special occasion. But if you mix legume, which garbanzo beans, with grain, like the bread, you actually, what we call complementary protein. You end up with protein, perfect protein, same like if you're eating a steak or a fish or an egg.
Oh wow, that's so interesting.
Same thing with the Mexican. You have taco, the fried beans. You have corn and beans. So that's what we're going to make. So most of the, I don't want to say, the village food or common food that everybody eats and afford is mostly bean and legume and beans and grains and vegetables.
Right.
Okay. We're going to make a dish called fattat.
Okay.
So fattat is an extremely popular Syrian dish, and mostly in Damascus area. Some people now try to make it. It's not the same. I have to say, even mine is not as good as my mom. It's good, but not as good as my mom. So fattat is basically they put either rice at the bottom. That's when you're wealthy, because rice is imported.
Gotcha.
But most people they use actually crouton that you make. So and this one we made it here. So no food waste.
Okay.
So basically they had 2 loaves of bread dried, no problem. So immediately they cut them into pieces, they toast them, and they put them, save them like this. So next time they have soup, you put it there. When you make fattat, this is extremely inexpensive dish, even for America, anywhere you go. By the time we finish, you can serve it for a king.
Oh,
literally.
wow.
And it's made from old bread, garbanzo beans, and the sauce we're going to make.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So we're making garbanzo beans fattat. So we're going to start with the garbanzo beans. These are already cooked, but you can start with the dry one. I recommend using a slow cooker, otherwise you keep adding water. It takes a long time to cook garbanzo beans. We use garbanzo beans a lot here, so we always have it cooked. We're just going to, you want this dish hot, so we're going to boil it.
Okay.
And then while the garbanzo beans are cooking, we're going to make our sauce.
Okay.
A little bit of salt, so some cumin, garlic, and the sauce for this one is tahini and yogurt, and you can make it a week ahead of time. So that's what's nice about this dish if you're having parties. It's very good also for college kids or people on a budget, because you can have a fantastic dish that costs you $5. So if you're having a party, you can make the bread ahead of time. You can make your sauce ahead of time, and then when guests come in, visit with them, you just warming up, and you just have to put everything together. I'm for a person who likes to streamline, so I'm part of the party. I just don't like it when everybody's having a good time and I'm slaving in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So I always make dishes that I can make on the spot. So I go have a good glass of wine with my party.
Yeah.
So we're going to cook, and we're going to put some lemon juice. Sorry. So 1 pound of garbanzo beans, it's $1.15 in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Well, 1 pound of garbanzo beans, it expands as you cook it. It takes more water. It can feed 8 person easily.
Oh.
So if you have the garbanzo beans, you have leftover bread, but let's assume you bought the bread $2. So now we are up to $3, right?
Yeah.
We make the sauce. Tahini is the only expensive item, but you need only half a cup. Let's say another $5. So you can easily feed 8 people on $10.
Wow.
So that's why beans are so popular in South America, in the Middle East, in India, lentils, the dal, because you can eat really good on a small budget.
Yeah.
So all college kids, beans.
No noodles, beans.
Well, especially no ramen noodle. It's full of salt.
Yes, full of salt.
I know it's cheap, but my God, it's like you're killing your heart, literally. Okay, so we're going to start with garlic. Okay, so my mom would have been very upset if she sees this one.
She does lots of garlic.
Well, but fresh garlic.
Gotcha.
No way. She will be, peeling the garlic. And actually, I was planning to do it. I can't find my garlic. They put the potatoes on top of it, and I tried to. I said, okay. So we have to do. This one it's pickled, so it doesn't have. You see?
The smell.
No. But
which is good. When I use garlic like that, it makes my house smell for weeks.
You can either blanch it in hot water and then mash it, so it takes down the smell and the potentness of the garlic, or you can use the pickled one.
I like the taste of it. I just don't like how long the odor lingers.
Just put some candles. It's okay. If you eat garlic and you don't want your mouth to smell, parsley. Just eat fresh parsley after that, or 2 tablespoons of tabbouleh. It wash all your garlic from your mouth.
Really? But there's onions in there too, right?
Yeah, but sweet onion.
Oh.
Well, another tip for you, sweet onion sometimes is not available all the time. And sometimes it's expensive, like the daily onion. So if you cut an onion in half and put the cut side in a water, put it in the fridge overnight, you have a sweet onion.
I've seen people do that. They say like you get a mason jar and fill it with water and then put all of your fresh vegetables in there and it'll make them last longer.
Yeah, I mean that's for saving, but to take the flavor, the strong flavor from the garlic, from the onion, just put it in water, cut side down in the fridge 24 hours. Then your onion is not strong. So
I'm learning so much from you.
I had a kid in college, so and she loved to cook. So I'm mean, she's really now a good cook. So I taught her all this stuff. She would call me, Mom. She still calls me to ask me for something. So yogurt. Remember, that's why we don't kill the cow. Because from the yogurt, they make cheese.
Which I love. I love cheese.
Yeah, and then basically they drain the yogurt and they put mint in it. So it become like almost like cream cheese.
Okay.
It's called lebni. And that's how we grew up. My mom would take the pita bread, spread the lebni on it, put up olive oil, roll it, you know, like now is the biggest thing, wrap. We grew up with my mom making wrap. And then she wrapped it with paper tissue and we eat it on the way to school.
Yeah. Ooh.
So it's just
And what's the name of this sauce?
tahini sauce.
Okay.
So, you know, like some people, when they want to get fancy, instead of this, they can use boiled chicken, and they call it chicken fattat. But it's the same sauce. So, if somebody is gluten sensitive, they can use it. They can't eat pita bread. They can either use rice, or they can use chicken if they are not vegetarian.
Gotcha.
So, some tahini. Tahini. Okay, so when you make peanut butter, you grind peanuts. Well, tahini is basically ground sesame seed. So it tastes. I grew up with tahini, so I love the smell. I love the flavor.
Oh yeah, that's like peanut butter.
Yeah. It's just pureed sesame seed, and we get this all the way from Lebanon.
Oh, so that's why you said it's really expensive.
It's because it's shipped all the way to Marseille, France, and then from there to Chicago, and then from Chicago by car. By truck here.
Man.
And you see, I don't measure because as you get comfortable with cooking, you really never measure.
Yeah, you don't have
that's
to.
why your recipes keep changing. Because you don't measure, and sometimes you feel like, oh, I want to add something different. So and then you taste. You always taste. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit. Salt, little cumin.
These are flavors I've never tasted before.
That's the idea. That's how we survived 19 years. When we first opened, the area wasn't developed at all. This one was an old railroad house. That's why it's called Aether Railroad. And this was broken glass, no tiles, no walls. I was one of the first one who opened here.
Yeah.
And the reason I want to open because of the parking lot. Every time we went down, Philip was the only street developed downtown. You can't find a parking. And when I'm from Mediterranean, I don't want to walk 3 blocks with the ice.
Yeah.
I'm scared whatever out of me when I'm walking on ice. So I thought, I said, no way I'm opening there because I want to open somewhere where people can park.
Park and come right in, yeah.
So I got very good deal because I said, I'll open here. And it's spacious, solid, safe. It's an old building. And everybody thought I'm I loved it. And they gave me 6 months, literally.
Really?
Yeah, and no bank will give me a loan.
And how long was that?
19 years.
19 years ago. You proved them wrong.
Exactly. So now you can taste it again. See. And this one you can make it, like I said, a couple of weeks ahead of time.
So I could taste the lemon juice the first time, but I didn't taste it this time. I tasted more of the cumin.
Cumin, because we added more cumin. Because the garbanzo beans themselves have lemon juice in them. I don't want it to be overpowering.
Gotcha.
The trick when you want to cook anything, don't make one ingredient overpower the dish. You want it to come together to give you wonderful flavor.
Yeah.
And I'm crazy about textures. Everybody make fun of me because for me texture is very important. So I try also.
Texture is important for me too. That's why I can't be vegan because.
No. But you see, everything you're eating right now this is vegetarian, but you can make it vegan. If you think about it, meat is chewy. Yes, I agree. But if you think of the nuts, the vegetables, all the crunchiness is coming from them. The flavors coming from all the herbs, garlic. These are all plants. Your steak, if you don't add the garlic and all the spices, tastes blah.
Well, I mean, like for me, I've
it's
tried eggs.
okay.
I've tried just eggs,
Yeah.
and I didn't like the texture of those. Like vegan foods that I try at restaurants, they have mastered the texture part. Me at home cooking for myself, I haven't mastered the texture.
Just check my
aspect of it.
Instagram.
I will.
All my recipes are, 90% of the recipes on Instagram are vegan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'll do that.
I really, I'm so passionate about teaching people how easy to cook healthy and how inexpensive to eat.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, when I started my restaurant, and still this is my mission, I can easily get the big white plate and put like 2 bites of steak and put like sauce like this and a smoke and charge you $100 for it.
Yeah.
But that's not me.
Yeah.
I want everybody to able to afford good meal. So, you know, my aim actually, it didn't work. When I first opened, that I'll be the alternative to fast food. Same price. Actually, some of the stuff they have is more expensive than me here.
Yeah.
But because I'm the chef, I'm the manager, I'm everything, I'm able to keep the prices down. So eating healthy and delicious food, whether it's vegetarian, pescatarian, meat eater, it's easy to cook, inexpensive, and it's healthier for you. Even though I'm a restaurant, I want people to eat at the restaurant. But you know, you don't have to eat every day in the restaurant. Yogurt, they put the yogurt in special pottery, and they keep shaking it. I remember my grandmother, she would sit babysitting the grandkids here, and then with her toe, she keeps switching the rope attached to the pottery. Shake it while she's, you know, talking, visiting, and talk about multitasking.
Yeah.
And then after like 1 hour, she'll stick one metal stick inside and take it out, and you see then cluster of fat on it. That means ready. They put it on the pot. And they go like this, so you have the pure butter. You take that one and you put it on the stove with sea salt, and you boil it. Slow heat for about 10-15 minutes, but you have to keep looking at it. It becomes so clear, become like golden liquid, and you see all the dairy went to the bottom. You just take it off the stove, wait, and then you throw away the dairy. So what happened is, first it gives it a really nice nutty flavor, a very unique flavor, but the most important things, the lifespan of your butter is almost 1 year, which never happened if you have just fresh butter or the one you buy from the store.
Yeah.
So that's how they store their fat supply for a whole winter. So they make big jar, they put it in a nice glass jar. Now you make me sentimental like my grandmother. And you open a dark room, cold, and they have like the burgha, they have the ghee, all this stuff. So that's you're going to see. I mean, the flavor of the ghee with the nuts over this.
Oh, I'm so excited to taste it.
So we're doing the ghee. I'm going to make it ready because I want to put it right away over the stuff. And this is pine nuts. And you don't want to use a lot of pine nuts. First, because it's very expensive. Second, is if you actually eat a lot of pine nut together, it has a chemical in it. It makes you taste everything bitter for 3 days.
Really? Oh my goodness.
Trust me, because it happened to me. So we don't want to do that. So now we're going to assemble the dish. All right. So this one just an old pita that we saved, and that's I want to do it exactly like what they do it in Damascus. So let's say you're going to make this dish for your party. So you have this one done 2 weeks ago. This one, you already boiled the beans and you have all the spices. You just have to warm it up while you're saying, "Hey, hello, come on in." And then when they sit down, they just ready to have their salad. You do this. All right.
Looks yummy.
Wait until you taste it. All right. Got the spoon. Spread it. And since I'm not serving it in the restaurant, that's why I'm not wearing gloves. So nobody comment on the gloves. We are eating it here, right?
Yeah.
and then you go like this because you want some of the sauce to go down. And the reason you want to do it right before you eat to dinner, because you don't want the bread to get soggy.
Soggy, yeah.
Texture. You want it to be nice, different texture.
Yes.
I'll be right back. I'm going to finish it.
So excited. Can you tell me a little bit more about like your restaurant? I know you say you've been open for 19 years, but what brought you to Sioux Falls?
Marriage. I never heard of South Dakota before I married my husband. I'm from Damascus. I mean, I'm from Syria. I was born, grew up in Damascus, Syria. I came to America as a student. So I went to Georgetown for English second language, DC.
Yeah.
And
My favorite place.
And then I went to California, Cal State Pomona for I finished undergraduate degree from Damascus, my degree in agricultural engineering. So that's why I came to America. My parents believed in education big time. So I went to California for my master's degree. I finished, went back home, and believe it or not, my parents wouldn't let me stay because it's master's degree overseas. They don't have a master's degree. They have a PhD, so you're a doctor or you're an engineer. There's nothing in between. So that's why I came back to America. I mean, destiny. But I came back to Washington, D.C. because I wanted to. My parents were paying for everything, so I wanted to really help them out. So I'm giving you the long answer.
No, you're fine.
Because I spoke English and Arabic, fluently, I applied for embassies to work with them. Because if you work in embassy, then you can work full time legally. I worked for the Qatar embassy. Now everybody knows Qatar with the World Cup. So I worked there as an information officer. So I would read all the newspapers, which was something fun I still like to do. But they get all the newspaper from all over America. And you go through them early in the morning and you have to clip for the ambassador and the attaches, anything related to Qatar. Anyway, one of my friends, she said, my cousin is moving and he has a book. He just published a book. He came on a book tour and he's looking for somebody to house sit his home. That's my husband. So I house sat his home for 3 months, and then he invited me to thank me, whatever, I said, then he proposed. My parents said, okay, they had to meet him. I mean, that's
goodness!
Long story, because I was planning to go back home and teach college. And after I said I do, he said, I'm tired from this. In Washington, D.C., I wanted something, I was born in Damascus, grew up in Damascus. That's 6 million people live there. I went to school in Washington, D.C., and I went to school in Los Angeles. I love noise.
Big places.
I love noise. I love people. I love everything about big city. So I thought, South Dakota has to be some like New York or Washington, D.C. Oh my God. And he bought a house in the hills. But not in Rapid City. He bought a house by Mount Rushmore. But it was a blessing in disguise because I was so bored. I was like, I'm going to literally just sit down and pull my hair. So it was like a blessing in disguise. So one day he came and I was just literally just crying in the closet. So he said, you love to cook, why don't you do this? Just do your cooking, everything. That's how I ended up in Paris and in Italy, because he just wanted me to stay married.
Did he go with you, or did you just go off?
No, I went by myself.
Okay.
So my parents were freaking out. I was newlywed, and here I'm in Paris. And I said, because Paris is only 4 hours to Damascus, so I flew to Damascus to see my family. And they said, where's your husband? I said, South Dakota. He said, what? I said, oh, I'm training to bake. And they thought this is the craziest things ever. And they thought Jim is totally crazy to bake for all of this. But anyway, that's how it's called. I honestly believe it's destiny, because if I was working in an office, I think I would have hated it. Yeah. I worked as a dietitian and I hated it.
But now you get to do what you love and teach people.
Exactly. And then I still wasn't great. And like I said, I love people. I love noise. I wasn't happy in Rapid City. It's beautiful. But I was very lonely. Yeah. So he moved here. He said, okay, we'll move here. I opened my law office here. His law office was upstairs. And we were cooking every day, entertaining, because he loved people too. One of our guests was the owner of this building.
Oh.
So she said, if I give you a good deal on would you open a restaurant? I said, yes. I never opened a business. That shows you how naive I was. But
Oh my goodness, that's
everybody,
amazing.
everybody, all my friends, everybody, like, thought I'm totally out of my mind because they said, South Dakota, are you crazy? If they eat black pepper, they think it's spicy.
No, I heard the same.
Yeah, who's going to eat falafel? Nobody heard of pita bread. And then guess what? Yeah, I mean, now we sell tabbouleh in the Hy-Vee and the co-op.
Oh man, that is amazing.
The best, I think that, I don't know who told me. I mean, my husband, somebody said it. The best revenge is success.
Yes.
So I had really difficult days, but I said, no way in the world I'm going to give up. So.
Oh, that is so inspirational.
Yeah.
Has your daughter been? I know because it's very tough in Syria. Have you?
Oh, we go every summer.
You go back every summer?
Even during the war, we went.
Oh.
Yeah, how was that?
Like, yeah.
It's weird. So, but she said, if you don't know there is civil war happening, you don't know there is civil war. It's like Twilight Zone. So every city, almost every city is safe, except I'm not talking about Homs. Homs was destroyed. One city in particular was destroyed. Aleppo, part of it. But in Damascus, outside Damascus was destroyed. But if you go to inside Damascus, school, restaurant, shops, of course the prices is outrageous. So it's hard to get from point A to point B because all the weapon, the checkpoint, name it, is between point A and point B. But if you make it inside any point, you're safe. So it was actually, I wanted to see how other people live. So it was scary going from each point to point. But then when we get to home, to my family, they're going to the beach, everybody's swimming, you go to the restaurant, and then you drive to go to point B and you see all the destruction, all the horrible, horrible things. And that's what she said. She said, Mom, honestly, if you're just living in one point, you don't know that there's a war going on. But of course now it's getting harder because internationally, after Ukraine, there's no wheat, no gasoline, so there's no electricity. Yeah, I used to go every summer because my mom was there, so I made a point of that. No matter what, I go. Now I would like my sister to come so she can take a break. Maybe she and I, we can travel.
Where is she at right now?
She is. She lives in her clinic. It's on the Mediterranean.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called Tartus, an ancient city. So she lived there. She was in Damascus during the first years of the war, and she's an endocrinologist. So then she moved to the clinic. Less chaos. Anyway, so if you were able to get her a visa, then probably I won't go this summer, or maybe I'll go October to see my other sibling. If she didn't get a visa, then yes, I'm going this summer.
Thank you so much for having us today. This has been amazing. I learned so much, and the food was great.
Thank you. Thank you for coming here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And thank you for giving me an opportunity to let people know about our Syrian food.
Yes. Please, if you're ever in the Sioux Falls area, stop by Sanaa's over at 18th and Railroad. Thank you so much for watching another episode of Cooking Across Cultures. I am Tyra Hawkins, and I will see you next time. Well, Roadies, that's all for this episode of Cooking Across Cultures on the Road. Special thanks to Sanaa for having us today. We hope you enjoyed learning about the flavors and techniques behind her delicious dishes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more content and behind-the-scenes looks at some of the best restaurants in Sioux Falls. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!